I understand.
When
I will right after. I will.
Actually, hindi namin alam if you really talk to them. Kasi ano yun?
I can really speak. I represent what you just said was on hour was your fellow parents speaking, not myself.
Sorry?
This past hour you said it was a waste of time.
Yes.
Was your fellow parents speaking? It was not me.
Pero kahit sinabi ko yun, ang ibig ko sabihin sa'yo o ipaalam sa'yo is, nag-spend kami time dito kasi para malaman mo kung ano yung nararamdaman namin. Kahit i-down mo na yung, sorry for the word, kahit huwag mo nang pansinin yung mga feelings namin, pero yung mga bata na lang.
No, I
Kasi
understand. I will listen to the paper, but let's
we're convincing ourselves. Wala ako nakita sa'yo na kung anong meron ka bang sympathy doon sa mga bata. May I know that for the program. So we have spoken, you will speak, and the children all have
Afterwards, yeah, sure.
Yes.
But when they come in, I would have already said what I needed to say.
All right.
Okay, so no, that's not a problem.
Wait lang. Sorry Sorry po. Kung hindi kayo agree sa sasabihin ko. Okay, sige. Sasabihin mo sa amin. Then kami ang magsasabi sa mga bata.
I will let them. They will not. Can I please speak? Can I please speak? If no one's coming here, I don't know where it is. Let me first, the question I'd like to ask first is, you've noticed all of these changes in January, actually,
Yes.
but maybe let's say September, October, November, December. No problem. That's a good context. First, let me lay down expectations to clarify, etc. We've been aware of the difficulties. We've heard it, etc. And listening to your concerns right now, I will tell you right now, I'm not able to. I'm hoping I can respond to some properly. But I know many of the problems are very deep and they're of different levels. So I'm almost sure that I will not be able to respond to all 100% because the areas are really, really wide. And there are some key issues that are common that we've noticed for the past few weeks. And there are some that are very different and very unique. And so I will say what we can do, and there are some things I cannot respond to right away. And actually, given that now you're telling me that things didn't change in September, October, November, it really changed this month, then I'm not going to ask you for help. And I'll explain later on why I need your help. Okay. So let me begin with the context. We're very happy. I'm actually very happy with what I hear. Because let me tell you, the concept of CAA did not come from Noni, the deans, or these people that you're dealing with. This concept of CAA was born long before these people came into the picture. So they were brought into the picture based already on a vision of CAA. And actually, the way I'm hearing you, to a large extent, to some extent, the mission was achieved. And let me tell you, when we started CAA, even before Eric was involved in CAA, it was clear to us certain things. Number one, we wanted, exactly as you pointed out, we wanted to create a home for kids who are interested in, and this is where for us, the key non-traditional factor came in, where they were interested in a non-traditional career, where they could not find that answering to their artistic side, or whether it be through events or whatever, in a traditional school. So that was the first thing. It was a school for non-traditional careers. Second, you're correct. We wanted this to be industry-led. We are FINMA, we're a company. So we wanted to make sure that the kids would be ready for work. They needed to be guided by industry. We agree with you completely. That's something we were pushing. We were pushing from the start. The third thing is we wanted to do it within the context of a senior high school. Actually, FMDS, the FMDS and SDH programs can be given standalone. They don't need to be integrated into a DepEd curriculum. As a matter of fact, I think that's what Mark emailed to Mr. Flores. If he wants, he can give the FMDS subjects. And you also have an option. Just take FMDS, just take SDH, get the Singapore curriculum, so we can ignore many of the depth ed requirements. So the international side of it was another key component. So 3 so far. Non-traditional careers, industry-led, and then the international. I'm sorry, the senior high school. The senior high school, we said that, okay, because we felt there were many parents whose kids wanted to pursue alternative careers, but their parents were not ready to let them. Kasi nakakatakot ka naman, di ba? Most of us are used to grow up in an environment where our kids take accounting, banking, management, education, IT. If any kid came to us and said, you know, I want to be a full-time graphic designer, it's a little bit, for some of us who are not like direct, maybe, it might not be suit well with our families. So we wanted to put it in a senior high school context. So even if they change their minds later on, it does not disrupt their flow. It's just like, there was a time in our lives, I don't know if some of you remember, when cooking was a non-traditional career. Becoming culinary pa yan. Yung mga culinary, pang CAA lang yan. But now it's a prize career. So we wanted to see if we could make the same thing of careers, etc. So this concept began long before Noni, Eric, or the deans came in. So I want you to understand, the first thing I want you to, we understand this direction. This is not new to us. It's not new at all. It came from us, this whole concept of this school. And I think that's important to understand that particular concept. We understand it. Now let me in designing this program, and I think as a response to Ma'am, when we build schools and design schools, we don't design them to be personalized. I don't design a school. That's why she doesn't see me. I didn't design CAA and think of CAA such that it was dependent on me. Such that if I disappeared, the school would not run. Actually, we're running bigger schools where the students never see me. They're running very, very well. Because it shouldn't be dependent on one person. As a matter of fact, we're trying to build a system whether, let me take, for example, one of the major changes. One of your faculty members, mentors, left in the middle of the first semester. The one whose Bea took over. We had no control over that. She just decided, I need to go. She pursued, I think, on abroad or went to another career. That happened in the middle of the sem by this mentor. So we can't build a system that's dependent on any one person because they also have lives of their own. They might, as a matter of fact, in most of my schools, part of the biggest problem is keeping teachers. Because in the middle of the semester, they pick up and leave. And no matter how many times we appeal to them, that mahawa naman kayo sa estudyante nyo, gitna ng semester, tatanungin pa namin yan, promise me you won't leave this school year. They'll sign a waiver in the middle of the year, disappear. Go to some public school somewhere far away. I can't run after them. It happens, and so we can't design a system that's dependent on any one person. And actually, most of these systems, the president is the most unimportant. He's the person that students don't need to see. The decisions go there, and we do these decisions, but the person they need to see, you're correct, is a headmaster and the mentors. Now, that's how we're trying to design the system. And it was, in principle, the way you exactly described it. Now, let's go down to brass tacks. Let me begin with the easier one, on the deeds. What happened on the issue of the deeds? First of all, we were not heavily involved through much of the first, actually the past side we were already involved. We got more involved around income from me. And for those of you who manage companies and who manage schools, I will not discuss enough about it, but there were reasons we felt we needed to get involved a little bit more. These contracts that were signed with the deans, which end in January, had nothing to do with me or with anybody else, or DJ or us. They were signed, set up. I mean, they were set. The time frames as of January 31 were not my time frames. These were contracts already given to us, signed. So the decision to sign until the end of January was not my decision. But let me clarify what we've done after that. Okay. When we read these contracts, first of all, one of the deeds. Okay. First of all, when these contracts were prepared, they were prepared under different premises. They were prepared assuming we have 3 schools, etc., etc. So those were the premises. The premises have changed a little bit. But let me tell you the first thing that happened was one of the mentors, deans, one of the deans, told us as early as October, November, I will not renew my contract. Okay? Kami po yung sinabihan. na hindi siya magre-review. So, as I tell you, if people come in and go, it's something we can't control. Now, are we open to renewing it? Sure. Let's go back in a second. The third dean, si John, is staying. He's here. He's not going anywhere. He's part of our system. So we're only talking about Bea, really. Because Michi is the one who said, I'm leaving. Before we even said anything, she already said, I'm going. Okay. So let's talk about how you can possibly help me related to that. It comes to Bea. When we looked at the contract, first of all, that's the time we found out there's a time frame. Till February. Hindi nga namin maintindihan bakit February. Hindi man tinapos yung semester, o hindi ginawang December 31 when the semester was really ended. Hindi namin alam. I cannot explain that. You might want to ask them. But the time frame was not dictated by me. Okay? That was already given to me when we finally started working. So what are we doing about it? About Bea? What are we doing about it? First of all, when we looked at the contract, it was overwhelmingly large. Ang daming pwedeng gawin. Okay. It was dehado to her. It was dehado to her. Meaning, it did not even pay her based on the contract for her teaching. The reason why Bea ended up teaching in the first semester is because her teacher left. She was forced to teach. Technically, by contract, I did not need to pay her. There was nothing in her contract that said I should pay her. Her contract was wrongly written. So what we did was, okay, let's divide the contract na lang into 3 different contracts. One is a teaching contract. So we ended up paying her. Said, alam mo, Bea, parang mali na nagtuturo ka na walang sweldo. So we signed the contract, renewed her, and paid her. The second one was for material development, which is already done. They submitted their work. They're supposed to, I think Bea submitted their work. We paid her already for that, or we're in the process of paying. That's done. So the only last remaining is the industry consultant. We defined it. We redefined the contract. What it meant in concrete. Para walang, what it means for you. You should come in this much time. This is what you're supposed to do. Para walang tension. Kasi right now the contract, and I can show you a copy of the jobs and responsibilities of the contract. It was so huge. It was everything under the sun. I could ask her to attend conferences wala siyang choice. Kasi nasa contract. But we said it's wrong. So let us, as originally conceived, when we thought of the industry consultants, we really said, let us define your role to assist in the integration, to provide real-world insight into the classes, to train the learning mentors. So we defined that. And even before you came to me, we already presented her a new contract. It's with her. We're just waiting for her to sign it up. So that's already with her. So that already solves 2 of the three mentors. John is teaching. We're now working with him. We're presenting to him a separate contract of industry consulting. So that solves the needs. The third one, Michi, technically we looked at it and we said, okay, I must admit we have not rushed to resign Michi because there's no fashion subject this semester. There's none, but there's not. There's no fashion subject, okay? So we can afford to delay that a little bit. But if this is such a big thing with you, then you also have to help me convince Michi to agree to the industry consultant contract because she backed out long before this happened. She backed out October, November. She said, she called up and said, I'm not renewing my contract. And she told me also face to face, I'm not renewing my contract. Okay. So that's the story of the members. Now, for us, we agree with Direk. Dapat talaga industry practitioner. Agree ako dyan. But we also believe that the industry practitioners should not be dependent on one practitioner. It should be dependent on a lot of different practitioners. Because even in the field of fashion and graphic design and hotel, there are different disciplines. So actually, they have been searching for other industries, just in case Bea, although John is still with us. Yes, ma'am.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
I just want to go back to the contracts that you offered.
Okay.
Dean Bea and Dean Michi.
We didn't offer to Michi.
Wherein you said that you offered Dean Bea a contract
Yes.
as an industry consultant.
Yes.
Is that for her to become a dean again, to continue her work as a dean? Because I understand that Dean Olivares, while he is teaching, he's staying on as a learning mentor, no longer as a dean.
The dean position in title was meant when it was going to be 3 schools. But when in content, what they were actually going to do was the same thing. Teach the mentors, integrate the topics, make sure it's learning, industry driven. So they would continue to do that. Now Dean John, as I mentioned earlier, because I must admit, because he was here already with us, we were taking a little bit of our time. But there are already discussions on him coming back and playing the industry consultant role.
Now you're offered therefore to Dean Bayan as an industry consultant.
Yes.
No longer as a dean.
But the work she would do is roughly the same. Work on designing the programs, come in, meet the students.
I wonder why now, because you're asking us to help you to convince Dean Bayan to accept the industry consultant
Yes.
contract. Why? What is it about the contract that she doesn't like?
I'm not saying she doesn't like it. She has not said.
Or
I don't
she
like
hasn't
it.
signed
She hasn't
it,
signed
right?
We offered it to her, maybe before we talk. So maybe talk.
What's different then about the contract? There
Well,
must be a difference.
There is a difference. In content, it's more specific, meaning we define precisely. Because the first contract, even our lawyers who never saw the first contract said this is a bad contract. You need to rewrite the contract because it's very broad. So we clarify the roles and responsibilities. It's like you being told that, okay, your duties and responsibilities are 500 things. And we said, okay, that's not going to work out properly, so let's redefine it.
But so for you, it is a better contract.
Yes.
But she seems to be unhappy about it.
I don't know if she's unhappy about it. She has not said she's unhappy about it. She's just reconsidering it. I have not gotten any expression that she said, I'm not happy with the contract. We don't know why. A long time ago, Bea told us that because there was a time when we asked them to have some semblance of reporting hours. It doesn't need to be every day, but when you commit to being here, because it's like teaching, consulting hours for teachers. When you say you're going to be here, you have to be here. There was some resistance because they're professionals. They're saying, look, I have consulting, I can't be here all the time, so I want to be more flexible. So we were cognizant of that. So we redesigned the contract. Instead of us being in a position to define your time, we said, okay, these are the commitments. You have to consult with the students so often. You have to meet the learning mentors and review their work so often. Coming, I think it's twice a week or something like that. Meet with the learning mentors twice a week, which is something more of a consulting, which is what we understood as what she wanted. She's not open enough to be discussing. It's not. I think part of this is you have to see this is we are trying. This concept, as I said, is not foreign to us. I mean, it's not. This is to our heart. We also like this school because this school idea came from us. What do you call this? And we know that there are things. I mean, if I can go to the curriculum, this is show the curriculum. Yes. It's very difficult, although I understand. We also have, believe me, I also have the desire to throw out completely CHED and DepEd, all the regulations. But I bet even the best, the most, LaSalle is a very powerful school, autonomous. Even they hesitate from doing 100%. And this is precisely the fact that I have. So it is a balancing act. Meaning I cannot just throw it out completely. No matter what I do, I cannot completely ignore the DepEd required curriculum. Let me tell you why. I am a non-believer of PE in college. PE in college. It's only 1 unit every semester for 4 semesters. But I cannot get rid of PE, no matter how much I think it's stupid to be in college. Because at the end of 4 years, when CHED reviews the transcript, if there is no PE in a student's transcript, they will not allow the student to get a CHED diploma. Even if I don't believe in it. So it's a very tricky line. So while yes, we want to fill it with everything you're saying, we have to find ways to balance off the requirements of the government. Because at the end of 2 years, if I don't, I run the risk of being told that I cannot issue a high school diploma because wala yung math. This, by the way, Razel was in with CA even before Noli was. Yes, she was. That's why you don't know the story. CA was 3 years in the works. The original curriculum and the design, the integration of FMDS in the documents we submitted were done by Franz, by the way, the Chief Academic Officer, and Razel in presentation to them. So when we reviewed the program, honestly, it worried us. It worried us that changes were made belatedly, unknown to us, in the curriculum, that put your kids at risk. Whether I like Filipino or not, sir, whether I agree how stupid math is, I had to go through it, and my kids everywhere have to go through the DepEd general.
But sir, 6 hours of Filipino, is that a requirement from DepEd? You only had three hours a week last semester. How
So,
come
for example, ma'am, if you
6
look
hours?
Why 6 hours?
I don't know with them, no?
You know, Francis,
We take it from the university.
as homeschool teachers,
Yes.
we have what we call the basic education curriculum from DepEd. Okay? But we don't toe the line. Okay? We don't follow that.
Yes.
What we do is we even surpass the BEC. Okay?
You surpass the minimum requirements.
Just the minimum.
Sa
Just the
trabaho.
minimum.
Okay.
But in
Yes.
this case,
Yes.
6 hours.
Okay.
Ganito, sir, kasi even, this curriculum was prepared, well, the main curriculum for the whole 2 years was prepared as early as 2015, because we had to submit that curriculum as early as 2015. Certain changes were made just 2016 when classes started, which shuffled the curriculum a bit. Kaya kami I will talk about math first, then I'll get to Filipino. That's why math was removed from first, we weren't aware. Math was removed. And now our worry is when we look at the lineup of subjects going forward, baka hindi mahabol ang math. So that's why we put in math and stat. Technically, well, we put in math and stat at the same time. That's why there's a lot of math now. Hinabol yung math para hindi na kailangan mahabol ito. On Filipino, apparently, I don't know what you were told last time, but there really was supposed to be 6 units of Filipino based on the curriculum. We're following the curriculum. We're not embellishing it. If I could, I would also get rid of this subject. If I could, but I can't. Now, how are we going to potentially respond to your concerns? We talked about it, which goes back to my last point, which is Noni's point, the issue of the headmaster. If you have if you did not notice any change in September, October, November, then technically there should be no change in January. And this is where I need your help. What we saw was that I agree with you. Noni is great with you parents. It's great with the kids. And it's great in shaping Gen N so that it is more integrated. I agree with you. Where we noticed where he was weak was in the admin side. That there were certain administrative requirements. Whether I like it or not, those of us who run, even if you're in a creative business, even if you want your business creative, there are administrative functions that still need to be fulfilled. You still need to, example, you still need to look at the books, track the funds, etc., worry about contracts, etc. That's where he was weak. So what we said was, Noli, we will give you a katabi, not a boss, a katabi to remove the admin responsibilities from you so that you can continue to focus on dealing with the parents, dealing with the kids, and worrying about gender. That's actually the way it was designed as early as September, October. That's the way it was designed. Now, I admit, and I actually corrected her, that Razel's, later on her, whatever information was given to whoever called.
She's the new academic head.
That
Noni has been relieved.
that is a mistake. That is a mistake.
Really?
Razel doesn't know that.
Yeah, no,
She's not being
Come
relieved.
on.
yes, we corrected that. That she is the new academic administrative head. Now they will have to work together. they will need to work together to make sure it comes out correctly.
Why isn't she the assistant?
Because there's, that's
Why
not,
are there two academic heads now?
one is for admin, one is for facilities.
Should there
No, but
end up
we come from
being
universities, we come from the academic component of any school is different from the administrative. You can call somebody, you're an academic administrative, and you're academic operations, and you're academic finance.
Right.
One is academic.
One is admin.
One is
One is
admin.
admin.
Well, I'll let you how I organize the schools, but we felt that this was the best way to organize it. And we wanted Noli to continue playing. If whatever role he was playing for you, September, October, November, it's the same role because technically we already started intervening as early as July, August. We already started getting involved in academics as early as July. It just wasn't us, it was somebody else. We already started looking at the curriculum, fixing the schedules as early as July, August. Now, if you didn't notice any change then, that change technically started taking place as far as that.
I do want to say though, sir, that in response to your earlier what you were saying about having to comply with the DepEd requirements, as you know, most of us here are homeschool parents, and we've been dealing with those. I've been homeschooling my child independently. My children has not been enrolled in any school, and I've been dealing with those DepEd requirements. It's really very easy. I don't
We have the BEC curriculum of the Francis. Okay? From grade 1 to grade 10. For 11 and 12, I have not seen that. But as I've seen from the syllabus kung tinuturo ngayon, they are just a rehash
Of the one.
of the 1 to 10.
Yes.
Kasi yung mga grade 4 na
Pero sir, so basically sir, what would you want to do?
I
Yes,
would
sir.
like to clarify something.
Yes, sir.
First, I would like to listen. Let's always listen first, and then we just jot down our
All right.
questions.
Okay,
Is
sorry,
that all
sorry.
right? I don't want to be bogged down by going round and round. For example, so many things are on the table, the concept, how CAA was a vision. I'm just not clear about one concept, one point. Can we have a clearer timeline? 2015, the planning of CAA was conceived.
No.
Okay.
CA was conceived in 2013.
2013. And then, after 2013,
We got approval probably about 2014, early 2014.
alright, I'm recording that. 2013, then 2014, the approval by
2014 by our board.
by the board of FEMA.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, 2014. 2015 comes around, we're still in school, right? And we're looking now for, that's the parents' timeline.
Okay.
Because, yeah. So 2015, what happened in 2015? What was the curriculum? Was it KLS already?
No. Well, curriculum is different from methodology. KLS is a methodology.
Yes, I think that's what we need to clarify here.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at the timeline.
There's a difference between curriculum
I don't want to
and-
nitpick with the curriculum, and I don't want to nitpick with the DepEd. Let's please put that aside. But from our testimonies, it's the methodology
That's correct.
that we are taking issue with.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get bogged down by the curriculum.
Exactly.
Alright? Oh, and then at compliant, because I'm not that compliant as you. Anyway, DepEd would be another matter altogether. So let's put that aside. I just want to clarify the timeline. So probably if you finish speaking, we will go back to that point. Is that
Sure.
alright?
Yes.
So the curriculum, okay, but methodology, we're talking of the methodology, and that is why number 2, you conceptualize CAA as not being personalized. Of course, nobody is indispensable. As educators, we all know that, all right? But I do hire and fire faculty simply because of their qualifications, all right? And the ability to not only conceptualize the curriculum, but deliver it. It's the mode of delivery we are now talking about.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, the mode of delivery is very incumbent on the one who delivers it.
Yes.
All right. So can we move on?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
I will jump in right away to make you happy. We want Norman to continue handling the Gen Ed in whatever way he was handling it for some. To make a long story short, that's not a problem with us. And if we have not done anything, there's his salary is the same, his position title is the same. We just redefine responsibility. Now, given that there was a possible misunderstanding, that's one of the things we're correcting. We realized that when your concerns came to me. So we've been trying to correct that. And that's why I said, give me some, but we already talked about that and we're addressing that. But we want Noni to continue handling, it's not like that was defined. Continue handling Gen Ed, continue whatever way he wants, continue dealing with the parents, continue talking to the kids. That's what we told as early as September, October.
Sir, alright. Did you invite, are you mentioned Noni? Okay.
I didn't invite anybody.
Okay. Well, the way you said it, it's very, very reasonable. But that's not what we saw in 2017. That is why I'm talking about the timeline. If these things were happening as early as July, August, I don't know why we didn't notice it. And then it just felt so sudden.
I also don't know. There was nothing, I agree there was some miscommunication or misunderstandings, and we've clarified that, Mr. Tigasa. That's been clarified already. I mean, with her, and now we just need to make it work. We just need to make it work. And that's why I'm asking, because that's what we told her. Para sa akin, I can see it in your faces that I cannot, a lot of this is she said, and whether you believe me or not, I cannot force it. Yeah, I know, but even if I explain it again, I can see it somewhere.
Yeah, because we're the ones.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is this. I can't do anything if you don't believe me. Because I can see in your faces that some of you have doubts. Which is okay, I understand, it's first time we met, etc. But this is what I see from my point. Now, is it possible there were misunderstandings along the way? That's why we want to put everything on paper. That's why we're trying to put everything on paper. Because there was a lot of discussions where nothing was documented. And I see you recording, I'm very happy you're recording it. This is it. We told Noni, he's in charge of Gen Ed. He said that. He's in charge of Gen Ed. He's in charge of dealing with the parents, dealing with the curriculum. I don't explain the deans. The deans can stay. Now, if you really want me to bring in Michi, even though there's no need for her, I'm willing to consider that. But we're offering them, and the role that they will play will be to consult on help reshape the curriculum, the classes so it's up to par, train the learning mentors, meet the students and give students insight. They can continue doing that with money. It's an issue for me.
Is the package that was offered to them the same? You said is that 15?
It's a little bit smaller because the first package is suitably managing 3 schools. That's the only reason it's
What happened to the other 2 schools?
There were delays in construction, so we could not. There were delays in it's as simple as that. There were delays in construction. So, if we had opened the construction timeline, would have gotten me into December 2016. So we reviewed it and said maybe it's not. That was maybe a business issue.
Yes, yes, ako.
Councilor Salazar, the question is that, okay, given that the vision came before the school, right, before you got in all this, the teachers, the mentors, and the industry practitioners, but I just want to point out that as part of the corporate world, we actually always create visions for our company, for our baby, But then, as a COO, for example, or as a CEO, that vision can only be implemented by certain people. And that's where hiring comes in. That's where recruitment comes in. That's why you get the best people to roll out the vision. Because the vision is just there, but if you have nobody to implement it, then the vision will not come to life. You cannot see the vision. So that's my first point. And that is connected with you saying that it is not personality based. I understand it's not personality based. But I understand also that if the person that is hired is not fit for the job or is not fit for the vision, then
You don't get the vision.
where will the vision go? Okay, so anyway, that's just but my next question is that when you say that there is no fashion course, there's no fashion
answer is very simple.
Yeah. So, for example, if you look at the FMDS program, the first 3 subjects are foundational subjects. So, even if let's say you talk to Mark Fu, for example, who designed the program, he's the head in Singapore. The first 3 are really common subjects that's shared by multimedia, graphics design, and fashion, and the fashion. So, the specific fashion subjects come at the fourth subject. The first 3 are shared. So, for example, technically, if Dean Jam will be teaching that subject, that's actually a shared subject. No? You have an industry practitioner already teaching the principles of design and those things. No? Yun yung sinasabi na it's not really per se a fashion subject because the first 3 are foundational design subjects.
Can I make a suggestion? I think this will, I'm hoping will find a solution. I've told you what we've said to both Noli and the Days. I suggest this. Why don't, because there are nuances and detail to what you're looking for that I cannot respond. That I cannot, because I'm saying this and you're saying no, it's not like that. But why don't you do this? Why don't I give you the chance to recommend to me in specific, in detail, what you want, Noli? Because I tell you, I told you, so we gave him, parang hindi kayo satisfied. So why don't you tell me? You can meet with Noli, you can meet with the teams, and say, and you come up with, you tell me, this is the role you want them to play. In specific. Kaya naman sadya sa akin. Diba? Kasi you're the ones who are saying that we want them involved, but all I'm saying is I don't mind because we never remove them. We never remove Noli, as I explained what happened with the teams. But I'm letting you, giving you a chance to define the job description for me. So that they will meet whatever, kasi apart from expectations in your mind about what roles you want them to play. Now, I'm not saying it's different from ours, but it seems like the way I'm saying, I'm saying the way I define it, might not make you happy. So I'm giving you a chance now. Go ahead, meet with them, and you come to me because sa amin, hindi mo namin nakatinagal ni Noli. Parang gumawa lang kaming compliance officer to make sure at least vis-a-vis any type of rules. Now, if you don't agree, okay, but kayo naman define sa akin. Now, don't get involved in the structure. Just tell me, what role do you want Noli? In specific, and since you do have academics here, you can go into detail. And the things. What role you want them to play? Yes, sir. Sure.
We are very appreciative of this, and we would have been very helpful if we had been told about this earlier. But right now, we have an immediate problem. What happens to the kids?
Well, but we're trying to address the root problem. Because, as I've said, I've told Noli, the technical things are still here. I've told Noli what he's supposed to continue doing, and if it's not getting done,
Sir, we have been putting our lives on hold. I had a class today, which I had to be absent from. I'm sure it's the same for all of us here.
Well, maybe what do you want me to do?
We just want to have a long-term solution. We think that one that you're asking would mean we gather the needs again, we gather the parents again, work through the line so that we will have a good specific. We can't do that instantly. But what needs solution now or address solution is what is happening to the kids in the meantime. In general terms, we want KLX.
We never removed
Online sicker. No. The mentor. Okay, please. I'm not getting myself there.
You just keep saying that it's the same. You just change the structure. Everything's the same.
No. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying is, we gave no direction to change the way the classes are being done. There was none. We did not remove it.
Sorry, sir. But that's not what our children are experiencing right now.
I know
You
that.
can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. But the proof of the pudding is
I agree with you,
That's why
sir.
we had 1 hour of testimonies.
I agree with you. It's not being done. I'm also as much in a quandary about why it's being done because there was never, ever
Why are
any
you in a
direction.
Sorry, sir. When you're asking, you're wondering why it's
Yes.
happening.
Why it's not happening? Because that's not our direction.
Okay. What
Sir, I'm sorry, but I think, being the leader, that's command responsibility. You should know. You couldn't answer that. And you're telling us, I also don't know. I didn't change anything. It's the same.
Maybe it's noticeable that when there was a change in the roles of the people, when that admin thing was removed from headmaster, that's when it happened. Because that's my question actually. Where does the methodology fall under? Does it fall under academics or the admin?
Academics.
Then if it's in academics and if it's still with the same headmaster, then why did we feel a change?
You should ask me. That's what I'm saying.
So,
You should ask me.
So you change everything? Well, alam mo siya ginawa eh. Hindi naman siya hindi naman kaya tao.
This is what the children are saying. Russell just entered the room, gave them the schedule, then left the room. Then they did not see ceremony for how many days?
They look for him.
And which every day ang kanilang schedule is
According to the children, they look for Noni as usual, as Noni came to the class almost every day during the first sem. But in the second sem, according to the children,
the kids
the kids asked for him, but Rizal gave in and said, "You cannot see Noni." That's according to the kids.
Yes, sir, there's something wrong with the position of, yung positioning, yung, what do you call that? Yung, for example, nila po sila.
Informing the children properly if there is a change, because I think they deserve that too. They're not kids anymore. They are young adults who need supervision.
If you want me to remove Russell, you're fine. Ako na bahala dyan.
Honestly, sir.
Hindi, okay sa ako na bahala. Don't worry about that. Ako na bahala dyan. Ako na bahala dyan.
But
You just need to tell me, as I mentioned, I don't know what to
sir,
say.
excuse me, what we understand, yes, we have to follow the DepEd, okay? Okay? DepEd. Pero anong ginawa ni Sir Noni during the first semester? With the DepEd, with the DepEd guidelines, no? Integrated all those
Subjects.
subjects, yeah.
In a different format.
In a different format.
But answering the needs of DepEd.
Yes.
Parang
Did
ganon.
not ask me.
It did not?
That was part of our problem.
Sir, I think DepEd will not be so strict. Kasi they just give us guidance.
Ma'am, sa akin,
As homeschoolers,
You know, I don't mind.
As a homeschooler,
You know what part of me wants to do is this. Part of me wants to do is, sige, you want to get, because actually Noni's position, salary, benefits, there's been nothing changing whatsoever. As I clarified, apparently, my position is, and I don't want to go round and round in this, kasi I don't want to go round.
Yes.
My position is, this is what we instructed him. Except my trying to say that apparently he did not follow what we instructed, but he did in September, October, November, because those directions were given as early as September, October, November. There already was somebody else, not Raza, looking at the administrative side of academics as early as September, October, November. You just never sensed it. But that's what's happening. This structure I'm telling you about is not new, except for Raza. Now I understand that I'll handle Raza. So let's remove Raza from the picture, okay? I promise you she will not show up to.
Okay, sir. If you told that,
Can I just finish? Can I just finish? Because my worry is right now this is going to go round and round.
Yes, yes.
So
That's what we're doing now.
I'm already doing what you said. I will remove Raza. Okay lang yan, sa akin okay lang yan. But let me tell you that what I'm trying to say is the structure we envision, with that envision we implemented, happened sans Raza as early as September, October, as not as early as August. We had already stepped in and moved the administrative side to somebody else. So technically, Noni was getting a little bit more direction from somebody else as early as August, September. But it was clear to us that dealing with the parents, dealing with this, restructuring the KX was his. And we did, the reason I'm a little bit in shock also, and it's happening this way, is because we did not expect any change. Now, if there were changes, and if you feel Raza is responsible, ask Russell to step aside. Now, because I didn't think there was going to be any change, why do we think Russell is, why do we think Noni, I'm happy to have Noni continue doing what he was doing. It's as simple as that. Now, whether you believe me or not, that I'm surprised because he was doing that in September, October, November, December. So I don't also know why he suddenly stopped in January. Now, if it's as simple as that, today, right now, I'm not telling you as long as they remain in a compliant with that area.
So it is your
Sir, I come from methodology is not checked by DepEd. We all know that.
I know that. I have no problems with methodology.
So why
he
is
can
it
do what he
compliance?
wants. He can do what he wants. I was talking about curriculum. But we need to watch it.
Yes, so we can submit a curriculum, but implement that with a methodology.
Did I not say I will let him do what he wants to do? Did I not just say that? Did I not
Yeah, but
say
you're
that?
contradicting yourself.
Never mind. That's what I said. You want to talk to him? Talk to him. It's okay with me. You want to do it today? Do it today. I'm okay. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, we hear you.
Okay, now this is what I'm saying. No matter what I say, because your anger is so deep.
No.
Not for some of you. For some of you. I can't. Now, what I'm saying is let's stop fighting the philosophy. Let's stop because we're going to go head over heels over the philosophy. I'm giving you a concrete solution, which is what you've been asking for. You want me to ask Russell to step down or to move aside? I'll move aside. You want Ronnie to play the same role he's playing last year? Let him play the same role. You want the deans to play the same role? Yes, but I cannot. You want me to bring in Michi? I said that earlier. You want me to bring in Michi even though there are no classes? Fine.
Okay.
But we have to redefine their contract because their contract was based on three schools, and it included the sun, the moon, and stars. I will send you a copy of their contract job description. It's 3 pages long. I simplified it for their benefit. I don't know anyone here who would want to sign a contract which asks for the sun, moon, and stars. I said, let's define it para wala nang habulan later on. Kasi mamaya, pwede kita habulin sa lahat ng nasulat sa kontrata mo eh. And besides, as I mentioned, their contract expired before my time, that timeline was set. Are we trying to do something about it? Yes. Have we started long before we talk to you? Yes. It's big time.
So, may I summarize? Immediately, you're saying that Noni will come in to implement KLX
He can go-
as we had paid for, and which happened in the first semester. And if there have been misunderstandings in the way it was being implemented in January 2017, you're trying to correct it.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
And then what now with the parents are asking us also to have
If you want to
written
move forward.
statement of the job description.
Yes. Because I think that's the linchpin. Most of our discussion was about Noni leaving, the dean's
The dean's
leaving.
leaving.
So I'm giving you the freedom
Alright.
to redefine it for us. To what level do you want them to go or not to go? And
I also saw the
no, but maybe the same needs to be put in flesh and blood.
okay.
Just right on the detail.
No, are they amenable to that idea that the original plan was 3 schools and now it will be downgraded to just 1 school?
Well, we have no choice.
Well, I know we don't have any control with that, but how do we address the gap now?
Well, first, it's never been expressed to me that that's a problem. That's a problem. I just need to be told. It's never been said, ay, namin ko na kasi nabawasan ng peso. Wala naman akong narinig na kasi hindi pa kami nga umabot sa ganyan.
Hindi pa kayo makapag-
So, but if that is an expression, I don't know. See, if you deal with me in concrete, I don't want to argue philosophy. It's
Okay.
all around and around. We're all educators here.
Yes.
And the problem with educators, you get 5 educators in the room, you have 10 different ideas.
I know.
So I don't want to argue about that, right? And I understand where you're coming from. So I want to deal with concrete. So if ever they come, for example, I have no idea what the yes that's. I'm not saying she doesn't. I can't tell. All we're being told is she needs time to think about it. So if there's something in concrete she wants to say, as a matter of fact, what I know is that the discussion on what should be in the contract was a discussion between her and TJ. So they sat down and talked. Ano bang gawin? Let's agree. So if there's any other reason, they just need to tell me. What is it? Higher pay? And we can negotiate as we would negotiate with any other faculty member to that. Ako, deal with me in concrete. I don't want to argue about philosophy. I don't want to argue about it. Because all of these things you're talking about, the effects on your kids, all come down to certain concrete doables. I cannot speak to how to solve the problems for your kids if we don't talk about it in concrete. What changes therefore need to happen. And while I see that the cry has been bringing back to before, we just like to see what that means specifically. Kasi nga para sa amin, ma'am, September, October, November was supposed to be the same.
Yes,
Let's just talk about it in concrete na lang. Diba? I don't want to argue about yes, true, not true.
Okay.
Let's just talk about what therefore are you looking for in specific. And you know me, come to me with a proposal. We will review it. I'm okay. I'm really okay with that. Now, if you're thinking that's going to take too long, I said as early as today. France is the boss of them all. We did that once I used to make the castle. Sit down with Donnie and agree on the game plan.
I want to diffuse some of the tension because, we are not ready to any, people or relationships of people here. That's not our concern. It's your concern. That's your business. Our business is the response, the attitude of the kids.
Correct.
Yes,
So we base this discussion on the attitudes of the kids now, so yung level of motivation with that.
Yes,
Okay, so if that is a prerogative of management, so be it. If that is a prerogative of culture, so be it. But the effect of these things to the attitude or motivation of the kids when it comes to learning. That's why we have to make sure that we are looking at the issue here as what makes the difference. What made the difference between the first step and the second step? And we want to look at it in a holistic point of view. Hindi yung personal dyan kung sino-sino yung mga gumagawa dyan ng mga kalokohan. So that's why we are asking you. And we're willing to help. Kasi in the final analysis, yung mga bata ang naapektuhan. And kami din, directly or indirectly, naapektuhan din kami. Okay. Can you imagine we have to give up all our schedules today? Sayang kung kikitain namin. And then, para lang dito sa ganitong discussion, but it's something that is really very important for us. Since kaya nga, yung mga details na, like what we told you about the mathematics, yung Filipino, we've been asking a long time ago, even with Noni, sabi sa nasa ba yung syllabus niya, mga subjects na yan? Because, general mathematics, when we talk about general, maraming math. And you know that?
There
are different branches of math. Diba?
agree, sir.
So, ano ba yung tinuturo dyan? O arbitrary na ba yan? We have the list of the syllabus of math from grade 1 to grade 10. Now, pag binigyan mo ko ng syllabus ng 11 and 12, eh, compare ko doon. Right?
Yes.
O, yung mahuli kita na yung teacher dyan ay nag-moralization na.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Testify to that.
And that will not justify yung i-torture niya yung mga bata na pag-aralan ng review lang, yung natutunan nila ng grade 5. No? You will say, well, re-review lang. They can do that in
Dapat kung
at
paano
home or
nila
sa YouTube.
yung math doon sa course nila. Like yung sample lang, yung bunso ko nung first year siya, nag-integrate siya ng report niya about puro arts. In-explain niya pa paano pumasok ang trigo, at saka iba pang geometry, iba pang sangay ng math. Sa isang drawing lang, meron drawing ng elephant. Paano pumasok ang math doon? Alin ang math doon? Nadadadaya ang mata mo, pero math yun, yung tinatapin niya na yun. Ini-explain niya sa academic consultant niya, eto math to. Yung kaleidoscope, paano pumasok ang math doon? At sa iba't ibang klase pa ng mga hardware, paano pumapasok? Yun ang dapat na inaan namin parang, or sa kayo, ina-expect ko ng math nila. Paano mo ipuput into practice sa art yung math?
Yes.
Paano pumasok sa paggawa ng filmmaking ang math at ang science? Ano kinalaman ng color theory sa math at sa science? Dapat po gano'n, naka-integrate na ako dati.
Agree, ma'am.
Well,
So,
more than that, the integration, ang tinuturo namin, sa math, paano kumita dyan sa ginagawa mo? Paano how to turn that knowledge into money?
Yes.
Yan ang brand ni Nietzsche. Kaya yung mga bata, ito, mga graduates ng Philippine High School for the Arts, na talagang puro arts yan. And mga teachers dito, but the question is, may pera ba dyan?
Agree, sir.
Yan ang ituturo na natin sa mga bata. Kung wala yan, kung unang semester, sinasabi nila yan. Ito yung actual na nakipag-negotiate yung dean sa real client. Makikita ng mga bata. I remember my son, sabi niya, Dad, ganun pala yung SWOT analysis, ano? Nung tinuturo mo yan, parang akala ko may memorize mo lang eh. Hindi pala. This is something, kaya ako natuwa ako, and I really rejoice na, ang CA, grabe. In fact, yung mga iba kong mga classmates, nag-graduate din ng traditional, nagtatanong na, pwede ko ba kami bumabol dyan? To be honest. Pero bigla na nang na-dump yung aming enthusiasm because of sudden change. So, ano ba ang nangyari dyan?
Pero kasi like example po yung Pilipino, explain ko kay Russell dun eh. Hinati-hati nyo lang siya eh. Dapat nandun lang siya sa Philippine Arts. Kung paano pumapasok yung paggawa ng tula, paggawa ng mga script, kung ano man yan, ang essay na Pilipino, tapos iba pang Philippine Arts. Papasok pa rin yun doon, Filipino Arts pa rin yun. Filipino subject pa rin yun. Nangyari po kasi hati-hati pa siya. Kaya yung mga bata, bakit parang iisa lang, ganun ko, ito pa rin, Pilipino pa rin, nakakakawa ko para sa kanila. Kasi pinagdaanan na nila eh, from preschool to may Filipino ka na. Ang nakakainis pa rin kung kulit, ang DepEd, yung civics, na sanay sila sa English, pagdating na civics, ginawang Tagalog.
Anyway, Sir Chito, we really appreciate yung candid statements mo. And I think the parents agree with me that we will do what you say. You said na we will collaborate with Deans and Noni, and as soon as possible, because the kids are really
if you want to talk to Noni today, okay, he wants.
So
Ako if I may, hindi naman ako sasalita. Siguro sa inyo lahat dito ay talk.
Yes.
But since 7 a.m. kanina, nahilig ako sa balik ako sa order. Ano sa mga ngayon ko lang na-meet, si Pilipan. I talk for a living.
Yes.
I listen to people, and then I try to digest. Salamat doon sa concern mga parents. But only be the same book. Salamat sa pakikinig mo sa through yung lahat ng kaninang point na hidden yung discussion, maganda yun kasi it's makes for a healthy discussion. And then moving forward, each day.
Yes.
Ano ang immediate concern natin?
Yes. Tomorrow, what happens?
Diba? At saka yung immediate concern natin, I think the reason why we're all here is because of those more than siyempre tayo, diba? Bring them in. Mas maganda marinig
We
nila.
will move to assess this project now.
Pag nakausap natin sila, kasi yun yung immediate. That is the immediate. Everything na nilatag natin dito, nilabas natin, nilisa ni Doc Sansa, yun is moving forward.
Yes.
But ang immediate natin is to see, bumalik yung glow sa mata ng mga bata.
Yes, thank you.
Yun yung hinahanap natin. I think that is, uulitin ko sa inyo, that is one reason that brought us all together. Yung mga bata, more than anything. Tignan natin kung ano po kanila, makinig sila sa atin, makinig si Dr. Sansa.
I have to work. I will not speak to the kids. In terms of the media, I said, France, I'll tell France right now, after this meeting, Risha brought it, Zell. She will not deal with she was not meant to deal with you ever consciously. And he will tell me, continue doing what KX and whether I don't argue about it. Whatever you want to do, you can start doing it today. Because as I said, his position was not changed.
Sir, can I ask a question? After po nito, tapos nita ko siya, ano po ang magiging future ng mga anak natin sa CA? At ano din ang magiging future ng CA? After kung pag-usap natin na to. At kung maray lang sa diba po.
The future, what do you mean? The future kids would go to grade 12, so you choose to stay.
Hindi, kung ano po yung after nito, tapos magkasunod, ano na po ang magiging role niya? Kasi,
Di ba, I said-
pwede pa namin,
Di ba, like I just mentioned, write down, sit down with them. I think it's better we are sit down with Donnie, sit down with the teams. To what extent? Kayo po sa kanya. I know that you're talking to them on a regular basis. So just write it down. That's defining concrete because I explained what we made an offer in concrete and there seems to be some disagreement. But okay na sa akin. Write it down. Get them, we'll see what we can do. Depending, I don't argue about philosophy, so just show me something concrete. This is what you want money to do in concrete. This is what you want, how you want the needs to be involved. And you've talked to them and they're willing to be involved to this degree. If there's an issue with the compensation, I should know right away so I can. Parang gano'n, ganun yung usapan natin. Di ba?
magtutuloy pa siya, o paano?
Matutuloy yung, your kids will continue. Our commitment to your kids to have all the way to grade 12 is there. There is no intention to stop your kids from going to grade 12 next year. There's not zero at all. And we will continue. Sometimes we made our projections already. We already know what's going to, at least financially, we have some idea what's going to happen next year. Meaning, our assumptions, we will continue. There's no, it's not like we're revisiting the issue of opening school. We're looking at it again. We're thinking about reshaping and redesigning it so it works better without having a major construction, a major delay. So this is still being discussed right now. So, as I said, for your immediate concerns, I'm open. That's why I said I need your help. I will ask Franz and Donnie to re-clarify anything that might have been misunderstood.
Franz, can we ask some parents here to represent us?
Yes.
When you
No,
talk to
he will
Noni?
talk to Noni, then he will let you talk to Noni. But I don't want the discussion to happen together.
Yes.
He can record the discussion if you want.
Yeah, we can document the discussion and then, if there are meetings that need to be between us, yes, let's do that also. But I guess as Mr. Sergino said before, no, if in terms of crisis management na yung immediate, I think that crucial din na at least maka-quick wins na tayo. Diba? So kung maka-quick win na ako na, Noni, let's come to a common understanding. O quick win na yun, check na yun. Next, if I need to tell the parents na, okay, ito yung napag-usapan namin namin, ito yung checklist. O, kahit si Noni, feeling niya moving forward, this is the best way to go. Okay na rin ba kayo dyan? Pag sabi ko, yes, okay na rin kami dyan. O, okay, sige. Quick win number 2.
Let me clear. We are all managers here, no? There's a principle in management, yung unity of command, right? You only report to one boss. Okay? So, si Noni, to whom does he report?
In our system, sir, in our system, actually, we don't do that system. In our system is very, we have a matrix system. And so there is, but in this particular,
Noni report to you.
excuse me, sir, in this particular case, for this particular issue, I would have Franz. But actually, on day to day, to make sure that things get done the way they're supposed to get done, it will be DJ. He never reported to us. That was part of the miscommunication. That was never the intention, never the plan. There was some miscommunication on that. Now, as I said, what we will do is that after this, Franz will clarify with Raza and we will separately with Noni, and then I will allow Noni to sit down with you. So you can express to him your desire for him to come back and continue what he's doing. And then, moving forward, I suggest that we will give him time when to help us. Let us define. What I mean by admin things, for example, the contracts. The contracts were written by academics and they were badly written. Our lawyers reviewed them. These are badly written contracts. Never even went through them. So these are the things we want to take away. Job descriptions, which HR is not doing. They did themselves. So these are the admin things you want to remove. But kung problemahin niya, tell us what you wanted to do. Even I do that. I hire somebody, ito gusto ko I ask HR to write down the job contract. I ask HR to prepare the contracts. Not really. So we're trying to remove that also from academics. That's what I mean. But that came next, that's not the Gen I think we're set up inside.
Okay.
We're set up inside. Etc. Let's listen to your kids.
Inside where?
Inside the other room.
Ah, okay.
But